Welcome to that last videos of the series of what is in a child, what to do with it, and how can we heal it. This last video in that short introduction is about what to do. What to do, how to start becoming more sensitive, interacting and bringing some comfort to that wounded child. There are three main things that I'd like to mention. The first one is something very simple, but that many of us tend to ignore. It is to become more sensitive to the feelings in your heart. Feeling our feeling is something very natural, but we live in a world, we live in a society that disregards this, devaluates this, and put the whole emphasis on the mind. Which means right from a very young age, we are taught to ignore our feelings and emotions and to give all the importance of thinking, planning, goal setting, learning mathematics, language, visualizing, organizing, strategizing, which is fine. All of those things are fantastic skills. But why does it imply that we should disconnect from our heart? We live in a world that perceives emotion as disturbance. Because those emotions are, energy in motion. And every marketer knows that if you want to sell something to someone, don't use reason, don't use logic, don't even use facts. What makes them press the button to buy is emotion. Emotions drive our life. Feelings are what connects us to each other and to life and to reality and to ourselves. Why do we ignore that? And why have we given all the importance to the mind, the computer, that knows so much stuff but doesn't feel it, that knows so much stuff but cannot do it? Because between the mind that knows so much and the arms and the legs and the body and that acts, there is the heart again. If you know what you have to do but you don't feel like doing it, are you doing it? No, obviously not, unless you have a very strong will. So the first step to come in contact with the inner child is to become more sensitive to the world of feelings and emotion that is here. I call that heart intelligence. It's a different voice. I think, it's here. I need to find a solution to my problem. I'm looking inside the space of the mind, thoughts, images, concepts, ideas. But there's another space of consciousness. There's another voice that knows a lot of stuff. Never been to school, but it knows. And it's here. What do I feel? And here I bring my attention to become more sensitive to what's happening in that area of my consciousness. Because if you start to pay attention to what's happening in the field of your heart, it's a field, like the mind is a field where there are thoughts, ideas, concepts, images, memories. It's a field. And all that stuff is happening in the field, like clouds are happening in the sky. Then there is another field here where there are also some images of a different nature than the one from the mind. There are also some thought, there is a voice, and this is the voice of feelings. The voice that tells you, I feel that this is a good thing to do. You have no information about it, right? You don't know mentally what it is. You have not read the book about those things. But your heart says, feels good, I'll do it. The heart is not 100% accurate, far from that. But this is a very important voice. Because the voice of feeling is the voice that connects you to yourself. It's the voice that connects you to your intuition. It's the voice that connects you to others. Mind is isolated, feelings are connecting. If you feel life, you're connected with life. If you feel someone, you're connected with them. If you think them, then you're judging them. But if you feel them, you're connected. And you feel that's a good person, that's not a bad, that's not, or that's not a good person. You have an inner compass in the heart. So that's the first thing, to become more sensitive to what's happening in that field of my consciousness where feelings are happening. And again, you will find images there. You will also find a voice. You can talk with your heart. Oh, my heart, how do you feel? Oh, my heart, what do you want? Oh, my heart, what do you think about that situation? And listen to the answers. So this is the first thing. And it's a life training. You pay attention. As you go through your day, you pay attention. What do I feel? The second thing that you can do when you become a bit more sensitive to your own feelings, and maybe you are already, is to become aware of self-images. And I don't know if you have noticed, but every single moment of your life, you have an image of yourself. There are moments where you see yourself fantastic. You're so beautiful. You're so smart. You're so powerful. There are moments where you feel like a piece of, I don't say, you feel terrible about yourself. You have an image of a miserable self. No one loves me. No one cares for me. If I didn't exist, it would be better, maybe. And then you have those other self-images where you're just a normal guy who goes to work every day and does all the stuff that everyone does. And then you have those self-images where you are, super intelligent. And the next minute you see yourself completely stupid. So you've got plenty of self-images. Constantly you have an image of yourself. Become sensitive to that. Because you will find sometimes that you are in conversation with a family member, they say something and you react emotionally. Self-image. And at that moment you will see that inner child. Where he is kind of hijacking your system. And that's the inner child responding, it's not you. So becoming more sensitive to the self-image. There is a whole, I'll do one video to understand more about self-image, how they are formed, what is their dynamic inside our system, because they play a very important part in our life, very critical part. The ancient yogic system knew that very well. They knew that the foundation of your thinking, your emotion, your behavior, your choices, your action is your self-image. So this is the second thing, paying attention to those self-images. And again, they fluctuate. You don't always see yourself in the same way. And the third thing you can start to do to approach the inner child is to start talking to the inner child. And that conversation, because we talked about self-talk. So instead of, I feel like, I'm so bad and I should not be like this, no, I'm always like this, I'm not enough, others are better, or I am the best, I'm this and that. Self-talk. You can use that same ability to talk to yourself. to say, hey, inner child, I'd love to meet you. Would you come? Would you show me who you are? I really would love to meet you. I would like to know you. I would like to hear you. I would like to be friends with you. You can start sending those messages. Because memory is not just memory. Memory is an energy to it. And that energy responds. We look at that in some other videos because it may sound a bit mystical, but there's something extraordinarily beautiful at that level that when you understand it allows you to bring very, very fast, almost immediate changes of attitude and emotion inside you. When you learn to differentiate yourself from your story and talk to yourself with love. Look at your story with love. Look at yourself with that caring attitude, like a mama looks at a child. So this is the inner child story. I hope I've not taken too much of your time. and